And we are live. Yo, what's up? What's going on? Another day. Ruben Amorim is employed. Come on. Another day. We get to wake up and just be happy that life, um, happy for the gift of life, and also happy that Manchester United is not playing this week. I'm excited. I'm excited about today's Champions League action. Barcelona, PSG. This is what should be the Champions League final, honestly. Um, so I hope you're gonna join me for that later on today. But before that, on today's show, we're gonna obviously talk a lot more about the Champions League action and also listen to a little bit of Owen Hargreaves talking with Ruben Amorim. It's an interview that happened yesterday, I believe. I have not listened to it. I do not know anything about it. Um, so, but I bet they've probably talked about the system. Um, so we're gonna listen to that, see if there's any insight that we can get from it. Um, and yeah, it's a quick interview. I think it's like less than it's about 10 minutes or so. So we will check it out. Big up yourself if you're just joining in. I appreciate you on this lovely, lovely, lovely Wednesday. It's a little chilly. I might have to get a little hoodie or something. Um, in a moment, we shall begin. Big up yourself. Yo, so there's reports that Ruben Amorim has been threatening to walk. I don't know if you guys have been catching wind of that, but like craziness in this Ruben Amorim saga is happening right now. Honestly, um, all a lot of people are talking about how he has said, "Listen, I want to quit," and it's something that's not new. He said this in a presser though, like a while ago, saying that sometimes I want to quit, sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. I need to improve on that. He said that before, but there is a lot of media outlets talking about Ruben Amorim hinting at the fact that he he may walk away. Now, I don't know if that like talking about this in a way where like Ruben Amorim has called a meeting and said that, or if it's just speculation, because we all know there's gonna be so much speculation as we wait for the next Manchester United game. That's how it goes in these streets. We are Manchester United fans and we shall not be fools. This happens all the damn time. Like apparently 2 days ago, Ineos came in and told Ruben Amorim to change his formation, and then people just goggle that up and eat it up and talk about it. And it's just like, really? Do you think that's for real? Sometimes I really hate how gullible we are as a fan base. But anyway, let's listen to what Owen Hargreaves has said after meeting Manchester United current head coach.
Training wise, you think it's really good or not, and then you
go
do the
see it.
opposite the next day, don't you?
If they are ready, if they are paying attention in set pieces, if they are really aggressive when we are working on defensive part, that for me is the most important thing. You know, because in the next day the game is completely different.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to see if they are ready, paying attention to the details.
Is that hard as a manager, because you have all this, you want to put out the perfect plan, but actually when it goes out on the pitch, you actually don't know the outcome?
The funny thing is that you need to have like a team to understand is not the outcome, but you already understand that how the game will be. Like we are going to have control. This is going to happen. Maybe we'll lose because of one transition or one set pieces, but the game is going to be like this. With my team, the moment, you never know.
Yeah.
And that feeling of uncertainty.
Yeah.
If they are connected, we'll be fine. We could not play well, but we'll be fine. But if you're not connected,
This is the calmest I've seen Ruben Amorim. Oh my God.
so you never know.
Obviously, you had a very good career as a player, had success. Did you always want to be a manager?
I always liked the game. When I was a player, I never since I am a young kid, like to play fun games. It's more tactical games, competitive games was always my most fun part of the training. Even as a kid, just to joking around with the ball was not my thing. Like small side games or a game or tactical game.
Yeah.
Like well, in the past, always the last training was like that funny game, different positions. I never loved that. I prefer the different things. So I think that will took me to that direction of being a coach. And then 27 years old, I'm starting to think about the next step.
So he's always been a tactical type of mentality kind of guy. Okay. And then at 27 years old, what happened?
7 years old, I'm starting to think about the next step because I had a lot of injuries. And I was starting to think about...
Maybe Luke Josh has been thinking about being a manager. Damn. Oh, crazy how I think a couple of other managers as well. There've been players that were injury prone in their careers, and they had just had a lot of thinking time and really looking at what the manager is saying and looking at how it translates to the players and really observing it and learning from that observation process. All right. Interesting.
What I'm going to do next, and it was clearly being a manager. Then I started studying, and then I
opened the first chapter on the textbook was 343, and I never read past the first chapter. Say that, Ruben.
And I was starting to think about what I'm going to do next, and it was clearly being a manager. Then I started studying, and then after 2 years of stopping, because I stopped with 31.
Yeah, me, I was the same, 31.
Yeah, I
Damn, y'all retired early, 31 years old. Jeez, that's incredibly early.
Remember that you had a lot of injuries also.
Yeah.
So since 27, my thinking was I want to be a manager.
Because actually to come here and be the manager of this football club, it's a long journey, in football. And obviously you had amazing success at Sporting, and you obviously chose Man United. How would you say the first year has been for yourself?
I was like everyone understands and knows, it was really hard. It's a completely different reality. I played, and I remember I played maybe 7-8 games in Champions League against English teams and in Europa League. But to play this league is completely different.
Yeah.
Even the game that team plays in Europe compared to here in England is completely different.
Yeah.
So that was, I learned a lot last year. But the biggest difficulty was to change completely, to come from one place that you control more or less the outcome of the games, how it's going to be, to have that certainty in every moment, to come to a team and to a league that you never know.
Yeah, I think you mentioned in one of the previous interviews, physicality was a big thing. You know, do you think that's been one of the biggest adjustments to this league? I remember for me coming from the Bundesliga.
Yes, Hargreaves. Can you ask him what is it that you really learned in your first year? Not like let him just waffle on this. Now he's giving him an answer saying physicality. What else?
Bundesliga. Obviously, it's a bit more physical, and it takes a little bit of time, I think, to get used to every game being like that.
It's for me, it's completely different from any other league. I'm not saying that is harder, or not. I'm not going to have that conversation with anybody because La Liga will be tough, Italian league would be tough, but here, if you sit down and you love football and you see La Liga game, even the top teams, and you see a game from that weekend, and then you change the channel to Premier League,
okay,
the game is completely different. The physicality, the second balls, every set pieces, you have to be really strong, really connected. A lot of runs, and that is something that you can measure. But if you look at the game, a lot of transitions with a lot of power is completely different from the other leagues, and I think that is that's why this is for me the best league in the world.
I mean, everybody talks about a little bit about, you know, formations and tactics.
Yeah, man. Like, tell us something we don't know. Physicality in the Premier League is superior. Like, everybody competing for first balls and second balls. Like, man, what? These guys. Shout out to you, young puppy in the building. Big up yourself if you're just tuning in. Let your presence be felt in the chat, by the way. Shout out to you. Happy Wednesday. Young puppy, I hope that you're doing good, fam. I know that Bermuda was just like Manchester United. Bermuda was under a hurricane pretty much, right? And I hope everybody is safe. Yeah. At least we know you're safe because you're here. Unless you're still in the hurricane, young puppy. We still under it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Prayers and thoughts. Yo, hopefully everybody goes, hopefully it goes over all right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Compost Smurf as well, saying Sangria Southgate. What does this mean? What is Sangria Southgate? I like it though. He does look like you talking about Hargreaves? No. Nah. That's disrespectful, Compose. Stephanie says, "Is this Hargreaves' interview for Amorim to be offended?" He's already looking for employment, Stephanie. Shout out to you, man. But he does look like he's had some grief, especially when we paused him on the interview. But all right.
Best league in the world.
I mean, everybody talks about a little bit about, you know, formations and tactics, but actually, you know, this formation, I've played with my Bayern Munich team. We won the Champions League in 2001 against Valencia.
Okay. So Hargreaves, I think I saw him at the Ruben Amorim Defense League conference 2 days ago. Yeah, he's the way he's asking these questions. He's just like, yeah, you know, this formation works. You know, we won a Champions League. So what is Ruben gonna say about it?
World.
I mean, everybody talks about a little bit about, you know, formations and tactics, but actually, you know, this formation, I've played with my Bayern Munich team. We won the Champions League in 2001 against Valencia, played exactly the same way. Where did you get that inspiration for, as a young coach, to say, I want to play like this? This is my style.
In the
Probably the best question of the interview so far. He was setting up to just say that question, and this is probably the best question of the interview so far. Where did 343 come to you? Was it the first chapter of the coaching textbook or module number 10? I want to hear this answer so bad. Okay, 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 okay. Um, my guess is he dreamt about it. Let's hear what he says.
Or as a young coach to say, I want to play like this. This is my style.
In the beginning, I start with 4-4-2, and then I change.
Don't say that. Costa might hear you.
Because small things that you see other teams doing. Of course, I grew up with the Italian league. I grew up with seeing old tapes from Cruyff, the build up with three.
Yeah.
All these things, and then I remember when I start coaching. Usually, all the teams build up with three and push the fullbacks up, and then we struggle a lot with the back four to cover all the space with the five guys on top of us. And I start thinking about what I should do because that is the fun part for me, and I start doing this system, and then.
Interesting revelation. He started being drawn to the this formation 3 at the back / 5 at the back because he saw 4 defenders struggling versus 5 attackers. Interesting breakdown here from Ruben. I wouldn't have thought he would have said that, honestly. And also, I never knew that he started off with a 4-4-2. Sean Dyche, you know. Interesting. Big up to course. Owen should ask him his thinking playing a highline with 3 glacial speed defenders. Owen's probably thinking I couldn't play in this formation. No, but like Owen Hargreaves said, we won versus Valencia. That's what Hargreaves said at the beginning when he was setting up the question. And this is very interesting revelation. So he started thinking about it from a defensive point of view, which in essence is actually a very defensive formation to begin with. And then your attacking is so limited to like wing backs really helping you progress the ball. Interesting.
For the first years was not normal, so it was good for me. And then I think, again, the fun part is trying to adapt the way you see football to every system of the opponent. I'm always saying the same thing. This is going to evolve. We are going to change the system, but it's not a normal system. And sometimes you take longer to go from this system to another systems. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to coach the team the way I see football.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that also is.
Damn. So he's basically saying we're still in transition from one system to another. Shout out to the good days are going. Says yes, this damage control fool. This damage control ain't gonna fool me. No, he said we're still transitioning from one system to another. The guy's explaining himself now. SLD says he saw 4 defenders struggling against 5 attackers and thought, what if I use 5 defenders? Genius. No, like doesn't it feel like a logical thing to do? You know, outnumber the people that are attacking you. I think that's, SLD, cut him some slack. Cut him some slack. So if we brought our 08 Champions League midfield back now, Hargreaves, Carrick, and Scholes, we would be okay with one extra player. Who? Oh my God, that's a very good question. Let me bookmark that one. We'll come back to that one. I want to finish this Hargreaves interview. But that's
this personnel. You think about personnel this summer. Cunha, proven at this level, goal scorer. Buemo, goal scorer. Obviously, Šeško is a little bit different. He's a bit younger, but actually, it looks like the focus was on goals and physical players, that can manage in this league.
I think we struggled a lot last year. We need goals, but sometimes it's not. They can help in every situation. They have the physicality to press, and then it's completely different. And you were a player for so long. When you have powerful players, you cannot leave the players one against one. So you can build up better, because they will be afraid of pressing really high and leave 3 against 3 with the guys like Cunha, Brian, and Ben. So that can help in every situation of the game. Is not.
So we brought in these attackers so that we can build up easier. Is this what he's saying? Hold on.
Powerful players, you cannot leave the players one against one. So you can build up better, because they will be afraid of pressing really high and leave 3 against 3 with the guys like Cunha, Brian, and Ben. So that can help in every situation of the game. Is not just to score goals, because I think we are creating a lot of chances, but we are not scoring so many goals. But it's completely different to have players that we can defend a little bit deeper. And you saw against Chelsea, Altai kicked the ball, and then Ben one touch, and Brian with that pace, with that speed, and even that sharpness in the game, opened the game for us. So I think they can help us in every situation of the game.
Do you feel like sometimes in training you're
Okay. If you put it that way, I get it.
seeing great things?
What I see in training, it's more freedom. That is the key point. It's not the great plays, it's the freedom of the players. They have so much more to show.
What's Brian chuckling about with Casemiro? Hold on a second.
In training, you're seeing great things. What I see in training, it's more freedom. That is the key point. It's not the great plays, it's the freedom.
Wow. First of all, Brian Mbeumo looks bulkier than a lot of these players. I don't know what's going on. Oh, is this just my eyes? Definitely, Bruno looks thin.
Freedom of the players. They have so much more.
Is he receiving all of his weekly wages, or what's going on?
To show. I think we are improving, but there's potential to do more.
And I think
so. We're improving in training. Okay, noted.
In fact, we were very fortunate in my time here, where we probably had 10 captains of the country. So we had a lot of guys that if somebody wasn't playing well, you could rely on somebody else to help out. You're up front, you had Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez.
Stop it, bro. He says, wow, I can't believe we still getting paid for this shit. That is funny. Perhaps not playing the invisible pasta puzzle in training. Yeah, they're definitely doing something else, because that training looks so light, Doctor, oh my God, Brian Steak is the good kind of your Lord. Yo!
Jesus is Lord!
We're going to keep it moving.
Midfield, you had Carrick's goals, gigs. Sometimes when you're struggling, you need that older guy. Right now it feels like it's Bruno or it's Harry Maguire. But I think not having a lot.
That other guy is Bruno or Harry Maguire? What is Hargreaves saying?
Or it's Harry Maguire. But I think not having a lot of those guys can actually be tough for some of the younger players when it's a difficult situation like the club's going through.
I think we have a lot of players that they were here for many years and we are struggling.
Hold them out.
Is always in your mind.
Luke Shaw.
It's not just the leaders. We need leaders, but sometimes what I'm thinking, we miss some crazy guys.
Name names.
That guys that I think Cunha is a little bit like that. Is a guy that is a good guy, but he doesn't care who you are.
Don't mess around.
When I play, He can play whatever is there in that position. I will go with the ball. This kind of feeling, we need that because Harry Maguire was captain and played national
Cunha looks stoned. I don't care what anybody says, but
team. But you
right? Is it just look at
doesn't
it.
care
Look
who
at him.
you are.
Look
Don't
at
mess
him.
around
When I
with it.
play,
Yeah.
he can play whatever is there in that position. I will go with the ball. This kind of feeling, we need that because Harry Maguire was captain and played national team. But you can feel it sometimes when things are going wrong. We go down.
Yeah.
No matter if it's Bruno with the experience or Harry, and that is in the past.
Oh,
So we need
whoa! Did he just name drop? No, this is what I was asking for, and he did it. He says, particularly Bruno and Harry Maguire, when things go down, we drop. Yeah. Wow. But he's saying Cunha is the guy. My lord. Nah, this is not normal. Is am I overreacting? Nah, let's back up a second. Hold on.
we miss some crazy guys, you know, that guys that I think Cunha is a little bit like that. Is a guy that is a good guy, but he doesn't care who you are.
Don't mess around
When
with
I
it.
play,
Yeah.
he can play whatever is there in that position. I will go with the ball. This kind of feeling, we need that because Harry Maguire was captain and played national team. But you can feel it sometimes when things are going wrong. We go down.
Yeah.
No matter if it's Bruno with the experience or Harry, and that is in the past. So we need to live in the future. And then sometimes you look at the pitch, something is going really wrong, and you see Brian with a different light.
Yeah.
Because he came from a different environment. And then you look at Cunha, and you feel that Cunha sometimes is frustrated, but you can feel it that frustration is something that give me the ball.
Yeah.
You know? So we miss that. So we need to.
Guys, he literally just said Harry Maguire and Bruno don't have a good mentality when things are going not our way. And Brian also, like the Brian point, I'm not sure how to unpack it. He's saying like you see him in a different light. But then when he talks about Cunha, he's like, Cunha is okay. He's like, just give me the ball. Just give me the ball. That's interesting that he's singling them out like that and painting them in different pictures.
To forget the past, and we need sometimes that crazy guy that it doesn't matter that the world can be on fire, but I don't care.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not just the leaders, it's that maverick guys that we need in the team.
What would be
He's saying basically, please buy me 11 Mavericks. 11 Mavericks. I'll make sure that we get trouble. If I'm misinterpreting, man, I'll put the link in the chat. I need some clarification then. Reliance on players that has let us down in the past is our downfall. Captain Cunha incoming. Because really, I want to unpack this point correctly. The one about how he's looking at Maguire and Bruno and Brian Mbomo and Cunha. Because for me, it felt like three different pictures, three different types of players. But if I'm looking at it differently and you got a different point of view, I want to know. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Kind reminder to hit the like button if you haven't hit it yet. Shout out to Wrap Up in the building as well. Stretford Elite saying Amorim trying to build a Maverick team, 11 Cunhas, and we win the league. Right? He says, give me Mavericks, bro.
What's the goal for this season?
I think we need to return to Europe.
Please let this be the last question. Oh, it is. Thank God. Okay.
Oh, maverick guys that we need in the team.
What's the goal for this season?
All right.
I think we need to return to Europe. But the funny thing is that, and this is hard for our fans to understand that. I don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
We are going to play better. That is my feeling, and I think every data. And if you see the games, you can feel it that we can win the games.
Well, thank you for taking time. Show me that I love.
If you see the games, you can feel that we will win the games. Mic drop. Yeah. Let's see if we can win the games this weekend. Starting with what's his name? What's that team called again? Sunderland. We have to do something versus Sunderland. Big up yourself if you're just joining in. Um, that's it. What did you think about this Ruben Amorim interview? Did he give you a little bit more insight of some of the things that are going on that he has to deal with? Or did it leave you more confused? I want to know what you think. My name is Botswana Papi, by the way. If you're just tuning in, big shout out to you. As I said, I am excited today because there is Champions League football as well. You know, big games are going on this weekend. This afternoon, pardon me. Napoli versus Sporting. Villarreal, Juventus. Please, Olympiacos, can you do something for me? Olympiacos will be at the Emirates, but most likely Arsenal will win that. And Barcelona PSG is the big ultimate one. So let me know what you're looking forward to. We'll obviously we'll be doing a watch along for that. But I also want to get your thoughts on this interview. If you want to join in the stream, it is right here. But the link is right there on the YouTube chat. But let's let's go over this. So Ruben Amorim tried to make it clear for me. The main takeaway is that he said we're still transitioning from one system to another. Now, some people may understand that, and some people may not. The people that don't understand it is because they have trauma from last season when some of the players that we have in the squad were not there last season. That players that are still adapting to play together. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong. Sesko, Cunha, and Boomer had never started a game together until the last game. Or maybe they did one other game. Definitely, they've never done two games. Never started two games together. If my memory serves me right, I think it's only been one game. So, like, does that give you a little bit of context into understanding maybe potentially why the goals have not been flowing the way we've been expecting them? Talking about expecting, I'm not going to dwell on XG, but before going into game 6, we were top of the table for XG, and I'm pretty sure we're not too far off the top still. I haven't looked at the XG table in a minute because I'm not trying to do no hot chip situation. I know how people on here can get. But one thing for sure is that the goals have not come because we haven't been clinical enough. We have been creating chances but not taking our chances. 2 penalties is a testament to that. So at the end of the day, we have a team that looks different in the front line, but the back line looks like it's like we fixed the roof but didn't renovate, didn't fix the foundation. We didn't do anything to the walls. We didn't do anything. We just like have a brand new roof.
Before of this conversation, you don't get tired, no?
No, hey, big up Vegeta, you just pull up. I didn't even know you were here.
You know what? I wasn't gonna pull up, bro, because I'm just here to listen today. But
Your
when
audio
you
is
said,
doing something crazy, by the way.
oh, it's probably because I'm using my headphones. Is it not clear?
It's probably because of your take.
Wow! Don't make me go to my PC, bro.
It's going like you're farting.
Okay, say
Take your
less, bro.
stinky take out of here. Fix your audio, bro. Fix your audio. No. We're not gonna talk stats. We're not gonna talk stats today. Some fans have cut down on PS because of Amorim. Sad. Isn't that a good thing, though, Luman? Big up yourself, Luman. I've definitely started drinking less. But I wouldn't attribute it to Amorim. We have trauma. It's not the losing we've been doing. Wow, I feel gaslit. No, no, broski, no, 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 no. Let's check if the audio is okay. Let's see. Hello, is the audio better now, Vegeta? Well, the audio is completely gone now. Let's talk to men like Bill.
Yo,
Big up, Bill. How you doing, Bill?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yo, so you listened to the PR to the interview.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of storytelling.
Any of the stories hold truth though? Any of the stories uh worth it? Like,
N-
what do you think? Did you
No,
buy
I
any of the
just
stories?
no, I did not buy any of it because when you look at it, let me see if you could hear me through my iPad on my game real quick. One sec. Yeah, I thought so. Do I do I sound a bit different?
You
Better?
sound good. You sound good.
Okay. All right, no problem. Um, what he said, well, playing against five attackers, so he puts five Donny back.
Yeah, that's how he fell in love with this formation that he's playing right now. He
The
basically
3-4-3.
Yes, yes.
So why
He
is it
saw
that
four defenders struggle with five attackers, and he was like, "All right."
but now I see one defender Donny back, maybe two. So what is he talking about? This is what I mean about the storytelling. When you're telling stories like that, you're lying.
He's not. No, 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 no. Let's not like overconflate things like this. He was just explaining how he got into the formation that he's playing right now. One, two. The problem that you're identifying is a problem with the rest defense, and which is something that's fixable. That's Ruben Amorim to figure out that, okay, next time, how can we make sure that Maguire is not the person who's doing the offside trap? He's not the last defender. He has to figure that
I'm
out.
gonna be honest, I didn't even think he needed to figure that out. Like we see that before he even puts it out there, and then he puts it out there, and we're like, oh, this is what's happening. Okay.
But then that one is on Maguire not understanding
No,
how to
you can't really.
execute an
Yes
offside
and
trap.
no, but it's not his physicality to do that. His not meant for speed. His not meant like
The
his
offside
literally.
trap is not meant for people to be fast. You're actually meant to just make sure that like the
Oh, I was
when-
talking about mentally though. He's not mentally fast either. Like you gotta be. It's a mental game at the end of the
no,
day.
that's a different conversation now. Exactly. Now, mentally, Maguire is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and he doesn't have a high processor or however
Because
you
you
look.
saw when he tried the offside trap, the last one where we had a breakaway, given against us, like and he the last second is like, oh shucks, let me try to do. No, too late, too late, too late.
I
Good
hear you.
idea, but too late.
I hear you. He should not play him in the first place. Really, Len, who is there to really nullify Brentford's set piece threat? There was a meeting about this. About, okay, first of all, what is the strength that Brentford has? If it's set pieces, you're gonna put the players that are out there that will help nullify that first threat that they have. That's how it is. That's why I I didn't understand it at first, but then I'm like, okay, it makes sense on paper now. Why you're gonna ask Delict and Maguire to be in the starting lineup? Of course, there's other risks that come with that, and that was the risk that we saw. We're not no wrap up. You are not there in training. You don't know how Mazraoui and Euro do in aerial set pieces, fam. This is the problem with the fan base. We only see what's on the pitch, right? We are not privy to what happens on Monday to Friday when they're not playing. And now this guy has data. This guy is making these decisions based on what he sees in training.
Yeah, that's some things that I keep my comments to myself because I literally don't know certain things on why I can question it, but that's about it. I'm not gonna act like I know it all.
It's so easy to say it from your laptop. Get in there, look at the players, look at how they're doing in training. You look at the team that you're going to play and figure out how do you nullify their strengths. And then you make decisions based on that. Of course, there's a risk. Anytime you're playing a high line, it's a risk. High line get beat all the time. We've seen Ange, we've seen even Pep's high line gets beat sometimes. Let's not act like this is like the first time we see an offside trap not working. I know
Yes.
it's comical to have Maguire in your high line. I know, Marin. I know. But at the same time, like we can't act like he was given everything that he needed. We just gave him a very good, like, if you don't take a shower and just like put cologne, at some point your natural odor is gonna overcome the cologne. And that's exactly what's happening in front of our eyes with our team. We didn't get the midfielders he asked. We didn't get the defense this is exactly what happens if you have a nice front line and then a bad backside. We talked yesterday about people that go do surgery, young puppy in the DR. You got to get a balanced surgery. If you're in,
Yeah.
you know
No,
what I
I understand. I was thinking of that as soon as you said a good front and a bad back.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
Just go
You
get
know
the
what I mean?
BBL. Like just go pay for the BBL, get it nicely done, and we move on.
And then you
Well,
move on.
you got a good shape now. Like
It's gotta be proportional. Whoever said, "Let's go get," it's easy to say this. I admit, in retrospect, but whoever thought it was a good idea to get both Mazarawi and both Cunha and Mbumo, they should have thought about it a little bit and said, "Okay, are we really, really in dire need for two brand new number 10s? Should we try number 10 and a deep lying midfielder? How about that?"
oh
But
no, and that's why I kind of agreed with Riri when she was saying before we do not need Cunha.
he's nice to have.
He's nice to have, yes. But his literally taking Bruno's position, like we said during the game, like his doing what Bruno should be doing. But now Bruno is looking at it like, I mean, I still can do that, so let me batter you, and it's just a whole competition within the squad, and we don't need that.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
that's what Ruben went on board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Competition in the squad that we didn't need.
That's why right now, yeah, but like in general, competition for places is a good thing, but then there is some sort of like you have to study the competition. You can't just say, oh, we have Erling Haaland and you go and get a Erling Haaland prototype, and then like you don't think like Erling Haaland is gonna feel some kind of look at. I was laughing at this. You know that during the Club World Cup, Chelsea was playing. I can't remember which team Chelsea was playing, but Nicholas Jackson immediately gets a red card that does not make sense, right?
Right.
And I'm watching the game with my Chelsea friend, and I'm like, Nicholas Jackson right now is pissed off that y'all went and got Delap when he's been putting in all right numbers for you guys, and that's exactly what's going on through his head. And he was just like, "What is he doing? What is he like?" Players are just differently to like when other players come in, and to think that like somebody's not gonna have a psychological like realignment that needs to happen is really like you're not really assessing the situation fully if you don't think that's not going to happen. So for me, there is something mentally going on with Bruno Fernandes adjusting to the arrival of Cunha, especially Cunha. I think he likes Mbumo. Could be wrong. I'm
I don't
speculating,
think he has an issue with Suma. I
right?
think it's Cunha. And I don't think it's really he has something against Cunha. I
No,
think it's more so just like yeah, in my spot, bro. Like literally, it's
it's
just that.
literally
Like, yeah, in
that.
my spot.
It's yeah in my spot. It's
Like if you're
Coutinho
gonna
versus
do it,
Neymar
like if you're
again.
gonna do it better than me.
Yeah, yeah,
If you want to go to your little XG, look at what 5, 6 games in the seasons before with Bruno in that position, and just go based off of that. Just batter that.
exactly,
If you're gonna
exactly,
go based off of XG, which I
exactly.
go against, but I can still see where you can utilize it. But that's my whole thing. Batter it. If you could
Yeah.
do better, then I don't think Bruno is gonna complain to you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you're doing your job better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you for giving like relief and some stress off of me to do it. But no, you're not doing it. So I'm gonna still try to do it myself from a different position.
Yeah,
And here we are.
yeah. Vegeta, since you're back, let's see if your audio. Let's test your audio. You good?
Yo, what you trying to say about my audio, bro? You made me go all the way to my PC, you criminal, bro. You
Well,
think
we
you're
want
the
to
only one
hear
who can
you.
do this? Boom! I can also do it. You criminal, bro. Anyway,
Well,
what's the conversation
here
Is that
we
a
today, bro?
jumpsuit? Is that like his in jail or something?
bro.
No, just fashion. Just fashion.
Yeah, bro. He's in prison overall, bro. He's, in my
That's
head,
my
That's
he's
hoodie.
not
Prada. What are
going
you
to jail.
talking about? No, that's Prada right there. He's wearing Prada, bro. It's a Prada
He's in
jumpsuit.
prison. He can wear his card in prison.
Bruno has a
But
problem with
anyway,
the
bro,
decision.
what's the conversation today, bro? What do
Well,
you
we were
want?
talking. Well, the moment you walked in, we are just talking about Bruno's adjustment to Cunha's arrival and Cunha's inclusion in the team, really. And we're not saying they have beef, by the way. We're just saying that there is something psychologically going on there that we've seen this plenty of times where you saw Coutinho go to Barcelona and then it doesn't work out. He's getting into the positions of somebody else, and this is precisely what might be happening in our team, and now, like, in retrospect, we really made an error of judgment. Ineos made an error of judgment by going for both Cunha and Mbumo when they should have gone for one of them and then go for a defensive midfielder. That's
Why?
that's really the point that we were making.
Because even if you've got all of these players, Ruben still has to play them in their positions.
Sure. But
He's
right
choosing
now,
to play Bruno where he doesn't want to play.
but if we had gotten a defensive midfielder proper, then we wouldn't be struggling or having this conversation about, like,
But what guarantee is that, guys? Are we watching the game and saying that one player would fundamentally get us back-to-back wins? Is that what we're saying?
no,
Because
a
that's
position would
disingenuous.
open up in the 10 in the number 10 place. That's what we're
And
saying.
but also, what's the guarantee that Bruno will still not be playing in the 8? And does it help us if Bruno's in the 8 with the central defensive midfielder?
I mean, there's two answers here. One of them is that central defensive midfielder could potentially be a better combination, a more complementary type of player in midfield to Bruno, and we would be able to do better.
The
Ultimately,
thing
No, I'm
is,
saying if
but
no, listen to
taken
what
from
I'm
what
saying.
we've seen, taken
yeah.
from what we've seen this season, also, I'm trying to help Vegeta with his point as well. It's been times where Bruno can play in that 10 position, and he still did not play him in that 10 position, to be fair. And we've had at least 2, 3 games where he could have played, or at least gone up from there in the
Yeah.
last moments of the game, and he still didn't. So basically, Bruno is never gonna really get that position under Ruben's system.
And also, even if you add a central defensive midfielder there, bro, that's
Yeah.
like not even competent. Let's say you put a world-class central defensive midfielder next to a Bruno number 8. I don't think it fixes us, bro, because Bruno is still going to wander off. It's going to leave the man alone. Our wing backs are high. We still got problems at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying.
We
For
still
us
have
to sit
Manu
here
on
and
the
say,
bench. We still got a problem with
yeah,
starting
but
Manu right now as
he
well.
doesn't.
It's so much.
Yes and no. I really
And
feel
that's
like
what I'm saying. I just think
Vegeta, I feel like we'll be having a different conversation if Baliba was in our team right now.
based on what, bro? Because even if you take Bruno out of that and you just have 2, the system itself leaves gaps, bro. I would understand if the system was working and that one weakness was being exposed despite the system working. But across the pitch, there's problems that I don't think having a Baleba, heck, you could have prime Casemiro if you want to take it there, bro. You could have world-class prime Casemiro, and I still think we'd have problems, bro.
Vegeta's right
That's
too.
just my thing.
So
The thing is, it's not
okay.
one player that can fix it. It's
Well,
got to be a team of players right now, pretty much, like a
so
good pool of
okay, yes,
players.
it's not just the midfielder that this system needs to succeed. We need a proper right wing back, right? There's that's one other key element that's
Proper
missing.
left wing back too.
Upper left wing back, because let's be honest, Dorgu is a project. He looks good, he looks all right at the moment, but he's a young kid and he's a long-term project. So you clearly need some key players in key positions to really see the system thriving.
But
Now,
but my rebuttal to that, bro, is
yeah,
that
yeah,
the team shouldn't be this bad for us to say, okay, but we need those things. The team should still be able to perform to a level where adding those people elevates us. But the problem is in this system with okay, like Dogo isn't completely nonsense, bro. With okay people, we still doing nonsense. You get what I'm saying? Like if the look, I'll give you an example, right? When we watched this team under Oli and Ten Hag to a degree, it almost felt like we were better players in certain positions away from crossing the line. It doesn't feel this way, bro. That's why I don't have the confidence to say if we just get a world class whatever or even a competent whatever in those positions, the system becomes better. It doesn't feel that way, bro.
it
Because
doesn't feel
everywhere it's
I
going wrong across the board, bro.
know.
The only position I think I could give a chance to is goalkeeper because you have to save goals, bro. Like
Sure,
I
sure,
don't know if a system can help you there. You just have to be competent.
I hear you. This is my reply to what you're saying, bro. I think hearing your frustration, it feels like you just don't believe in this 3-4-3 at all.
No, it's not that I don't believe in Ruben's execution of this thing.
And secondly, like I want to tell you, like every formation in football has its pros and cons. Every formation can be exposed on paper. That's how
You are
it
right.
is.
That's why
That's why the
listen to
game is.
what I'm saying.
That's what. Listen. Yeah, that's why the game is so exciting to watch when it's one system versus another system, one formation versus another formation. But what is going on with our team is that if we had a significantly better midfielder, a significantly better wing backs, right now we went and got two project left wing backs. And we cannot, we have to readjust and realize that the moment you realize that we are still
No,
the
bots.
same in
I'm gonna throw
quality.
it back at you, bro. I'm gonna throw
Listen,
it back at you. I think you are fundamentally struggling with the idea that the formation isn't the problem. It's the coach, not even the manager. He's a
it's,
coach who's
it's
struggling to implement it, and he's failing, bro.
no, the
That can
coach is
also be
doing his
true.
job. The coach is doing his
How?
job. The
How?
reason why
How?
we're not
Where,
seeing
He's
where's
not
the result?
doing his job
Where's the
properly.
fruits, bro?
He's not executing
You
it.
can't plant a
okay,
peach
okay.
tree. You
There's
can't plant a peach
things.
tree, and
Listen,
when you get grapes, you say,
there's things the
but you know
coach
what?
can
The
do
farmer is doing
better.
his job.
There's things the coach can do better. But right now, the coach is pretty much creating a type of play that helps us create chances. We you cannot say we don't create chances.
You know what, boss? I think
We
at the end of the day, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. But I'm gonna let Riri come on and give her opinion.
Big up Riri.
Good
Yes,
morning,
Riri.
good morning, good morning, good day, good night, good evening, wherever you are in the world.
Yes. What is your thoughts, Riri, on the conversation that we're currently having?
Why you say currently with emphasis? So you don't want me to talk about anything else?
No. You can talk about.
Are you trying to sanction me, bots?
No, I'm not trying to sanction you. I'm
Oh,
Trying to
literally.
because
limit her
It's because
words.
you walked in
you
at a
emphasize the word currently like you don't want me to speak on anything else. I don't know what that means.
because
Riri, as
I
long as
want
I'm
us
here,
to
there will be no such. You will
I,
never get sanctioned.
I want us to get somewhere with this conversation and conclude it because right now we have
I lost track of what the conversation is because
okay.
you started off with the interview and then young Poppy came on or Bill or whatever he's calling himself these days. He came on and then the conversation went to Cunha and the fact that now all of a sudden people don't want Cunha and young Poppy. I'm not saying you. I'm just speaking from what I've been hearing the last couple of weeks. And then we went from that to Vegeta coming on, and then Vegeta and you got into it about, back to the manager
Yeah,
and what he's doing and what he's not doing.
yeah.
So what exactly is the topic at hand right now?
I asked the
So
same question.
the topic right now is the
My
fact that
talk was always the system.
It's the
Just
system. It boils back to the
Okay,
system.
so the system.
Yeah.
So we saw the system. You, me, Bill.
Yes.
We saw the system
Live.
work
Yes.
live, right?
Yes.
We saw the system work. We saw the players in the correct position for the system to work
Hmm.
live. We saw the system.
Pardon me.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
We saw the system work the first game of the season. We just didn't win that game because we didn't capitalize on our chances that we had in that game. And then we got beat by Stoke City at Pete FC. Um, so we saw the system work. Um, so for me, I don't think it's the system. I think it's a multitude of things that is causing the system to be the scapegoat in this whole
Ooh.
movie that we're currently watching.
Okay.
Um, we will start with the manager. The manager is way too stubborn. The manager is gonna die on his sword because of you know his his personality and who he is. Um, we will go to Ineos. Ineos fumbled the window, the summer window.
Hmm.
They fumbled the summer window by bringing in two tens when we had a shit ton of tens already.
Hmm.
Not giving him the midfielder that he asked for, because he did ask on a couple of occasions and he did say in a couple of interviews that we needed a midfield. Um, they fumbled not getting rid of Onana earlier than they should have. So that all of that is compounding into where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Um, then we get to the fact that because we have one game a week, they trim the team down so lean that if a person that plays a certain position is out or injured or has a personal issue that he cannot or play, we are very limited coming off the bench to
Hmm.
shore up that position.
Hmm.
So then you subsequently have to play people in positions that they're not used to playing. Uh, and that's on Ineos because Ineos cut down the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Ineos and Amorim because he had to be a part of that decision also. So that comes back to Ineos and Amorim. So now we're working with a what? A 23, 24 man squad for this season because we're playing one game a week and people are now being asked to play in positions that they shouldn't be playing. Another thing, you ask a number 10, your best number 10 by far for the last couple of years to stay on and not leave, but you did not give him the whole story as to why you wanted him to stay.
Mm.
So now your number 10, your best number 10 decides to stay thinking he will continue to play in the position that he's always played, but now you have him playing in a position that he never really played. And he is trying his best because that's the player that he is, but he is struggling and when he struggles and gets into his head, it all goes to hell. We all know this. We've all seen it over the years at this organization.
Hmm.
So now he is currently doubting himself and doubting himself in that position and how well he can play that position. So now he's trying to overcompensate, and in overcompensating, he is failing also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a, and I wrap that up in a nice bow to say, I blame Ineos.
Come on. Come on. Doctor, let's hear your thoughts as well, by the way. Shout out to you, Doc.
Yeah, I agree with you. It all down boils down to India, not just Indians, but Glazers as a whole. I mean, but knowing the Glazers, they're not going to. They've had this. They've been in charge of United for what 20 years. They're not going to change. they're gonna run this club into the ground, and it's like watching a train crash slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartbreaking,
Mm-hmm.
and even even with watching that interview with Ruben talking to Owen Hargreaves, like you
Yeah.
can, I can somehow see it in his eyes that he's going mad, like he's gonna one day just say, "Fuck it, I'm going." Sorry for the language. I'm done. It's
Yeah.
like coming here and your career just implodes.
Yeah.
People think like the Sean Dyches of this world. Maybe he'll come here and have a limited 1 year run of goodness, but after that, he'll probably be like, it's harder than I thought. Because he not only has to deal with the players on the field, but the background stuff, the admin stuff. He says, I need a midfielder. They're like, no, I think you can do with this person, your goalkeeper. That's
Yeah.
not what I asked for. So at this point, I'm gonna say uh, it's either he walks or we just pray and hope for the best in the future.
Even I don't know, Doctor, if this report is true that um um maybe let me just show you guys so that I don't misquote it. But the wife of Bruno has revealed that the manager has been struggling with sleepless nights since moving
Of
to.
course she would. I just saw that too because I'm scrolling. But like, I wouldn't. If my husband was struggling at work and I can see at home he's trying his best, even though his best could be better, he can do a lot of stuff, and he's coming home and he looks stressed.
Damn.
Why won't I be worried? Because
Yeah.
I also have sleepless nights because I want him to work. I want this to work out. They probably have their own, like they've been talking. Obviously, they talk about stuff, so
Hmm.
she probably knows stuff better than the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's- So
Definitely
she has a different. What I'm trying to say, she has a different insight to stuff than we do.
do. Yeah.
So only she knows what he's going through. But he is stubborn as hell. Sometimes, guys, you don't have to be stubborn. Just sometimes, just re- be more relaxed.
Mm.
Okay, be open to change your mind. Be
But
open to fix stuff.
But if that's what you got you where you are, sometimes you have to not change your formula, no matter what
No,
other
yeah,
people say.
but you have to know when not to change your formula and when to change your formula. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
so you have to know when. The the
Uh,
the thing is knowing when.
From that interview, like what's fascinating is he started off with a 4-4-2, which was you know for me, I was just like, oh, so he.
I was waiting for you to bring that up because
Uh,
I brought that up offline with somebody and I was having that conversation.
mm,
So it's not that he cannot play the 4-4-2. That is
He
why I
just
said the
doesn't want it.
stubbornness is a problem because you started your career with a 4-4-2. You start so you know how to play a 4-4-2.
yeah, yeah,
But your stubbornness and you not bending to people's suggestions and people's opinions is causing all this issue because you can't play the 4-4-2. And that I have a huge problem with.
the only thing that for me, I like, I'll say this about his formation. It's just that it's a different identity and it's a different formation. It's not like the most popular formation in the Premier League, and that's why I'm like, why not? Just try it. Give it time for it to settle. We have not fully settled in it yet, and I do see that I recognize that other people that have tried it, like when we mentioned Conte winning the Premier League with it, or Tuchel with Chelsea using it. Um, it doesn't seem like it's a long term dominant type of formation, but it does seem like there's some people that are doing it and implementing well. Looking at Glasner doing it, and maybe it might be the next new wave of formations. And why not Manchester United jump on that wave? That's literally part of why I am not so opposed to Ruben Amorim's methods and saying try them. You know, results haven't
Yeah,
gone the way yet, and they will eventually. I don't believe that we will be this bad for forever. And I know it sounds like a mute point, but at the same time, it's not. You know, he mentioned it himself. He says we're still transitioning from one system to another.
yeah. You know, nowadays when I'm watching United, there's a song that keeps on playing in my head, and
What's that?
it's Dream Girls.
Okay.
The one where my singing voice is horrible, guys, and I know I'm going to butcher this part where they say "Every we all have pain." That part, that whole like
No, no. Which part?
that,
Which part?
where they say "Every we all have pain."
Yes.
Yeah, that whole sequence of singing and talking about pain and stuff like that. That's what goes through my head every time I'm watching United. I'm going through pain. If he thinks we're going, well, I'm going through more pain.
Oh God,
Guys,
strength says we don't score anymore like we used to. Doesn't that give you what's that song? Yeah, I'm blanking on the name of the song, but it feels like it's a reference to another song. Um
We
yeah,
don't talk anymore.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't talk
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. So, at the end of the day, I think we'll see like what happens, if especially after Sunderland and Liverpool. Those will be two big games that he has to perform in, and then
I
to see
don't care, bro.
if he feel,
Honestly, at
you
this
know.
point, I don't care. Burn the whole club down. Since we must just accept this mediocrity, it's okay, bro. Whatever happens, happens.
I hear you. I hear you. The last talking point on Ruben Amorim that I want to mention is like, um, don't you guys find it weird that you know um he doesn't have like a direct assistant? It feels like, who's Ruben Amorim's assistant?
some 20-year-old, I guess. I'm
What?
just joking. That is a
No,
joke.
no. Like, actually, let's break it down. Maybe like the impact of an assistant manager at United is underrated right now. Because all he had, what's his name? McKenna, Carrick, Jose had when Faria left. Matter of fact, you can argue that when Jose lost his assistant, that's when things started going left. Fergie had multiple assistants.
The day we had Ruben is when it went left.
No, who is Ruben assistant? Because the assistant could be doing some of these interviews. The
He's
Not
assistant
he's assist,
necessarily.
he's
could be.
stubbornness.
No,
Huh?
not. I'm
They are
saying
not going to put his assistant to do interviews. This club is a marketing club. Currently, he's the one on the hot seat. Why would they put his assistant to do the interviews when they need clicks?
yeah.
Well, they could put him in the limelight as well. Like, look at how.
But you live in
But they
America,
won't.
you know,
They
but
won't.
you live in America, you know how the system works. That in itself is a system. You know how that system works.
Okay.
It at the end of the day, it's about the dollars. So they got paid by TNT Sports for an interview of Ruben Amorim.
Hmm.
They're going to collect that money. They're not going to send his backup to do an interview because that's not who TNT Sports wants. So he has to do it.
Well,
Whether he
United
likes
needs to
it,
push.
whether he likes it or not.
United needs to push Carlos Fernandez. If it's Carlos Fernandez, make sure you like. I know more about the Vital guy who Ruben said he'd rather play instead of Marcus Rashford than the Carlos Fernandez guy. I don't even know how Carlos Fernandez looks, and that just should just be a red flag. Is like, why do we know Jason Tyndall of Newcastle and we don't know Ruben Amorim's assistant so much. Like,
Not
crazy.
Why do
every
we care
cog in the
about
wheel
assistants
is
now?
visible, bro. What's
No,
wrong
because
with
it's
you, bro?
delegation, bro. Don't you feel like maybe Ruben has got too much? Like, it's delegation one. It's like an assistant manager sometimes can help challenge a
I'm
manager and say,
unsubscribing.
look,
As
things are.
much as we know about Tyndall, how many interviews has he done then?
Oh,
We
he's
only
done
know him
quite a
because
bit.
he's always, but that only happened because he puts himself on the sideline with his tan.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why. Because he wants to be in the limelight. That's why he's there. Like, let's be real. He's only
have you
getting
seen him
interviews
shaking?
because he's putting.
Have you seen him
He wants to
shaking
shake
hands from
the
like
manager's hand straight away, like
before he even
before
shakes
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe hand?
Sometimes this is what I'm trying to say. So like, let's not do this, man. And also, when you listen into an interview box, listen to the whole interview or listen to a whole question and answer, because you are misinterpreting what the brother was saying because
What
you are
was
starting and stopping it.
what
He
was
wasn't saying. He was saying because Hargreaves gave the example of having loads of captains
yes,
when he was at United,
yes,
and Ruben was saying that the only two people who have that sort of captain experience in the squad are Maguire and Bruno.
really. I thought I
So
heard
he
him say
wasn't saying
they dropped our heads when we go
No.
down.
no, because he was saying that basically, but he also said they've been here for bad times, so they're used to the bad times and have experienced that. And he says something that helps Cunha and Mbuemo is the fact, well, it's not really helping them because it's been rubbish, but the fact that they've not been here for the bad times, so they don't know what it's like to deal with bad times at Man United, with the pressure of the fans, the pressure of the media, etc. So he wasn't taking a slight at Bruno and Maguire. He was just saying that if anything, they're the only two leaders or got people who have had experience of leadership at United.
Okay. Then clearly I misheard. I thought he was saying Maguire and Bruno are they drop their heads when things go down, and Mbomo, you see him in a different light, but Cunha is the guy that can be like, give me the ball, I don't care if the world is on fire. That's what I heard, but big
Like, he was calling Cunha a maverick, but yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway, I
yeah,
don't even care about all of that nonsense. I just
I
want to win a
kind of
game.
I I kind of understood it as he was also trying to say that we need like a Roy King kind of character in the dressing room. Kind of agreeing with Potts in a certain way, where that winning mentality of like every season we were winning stuff, so like they know when to push their fellow players and stuff like that, or what to do in certain times. You
Mm,
know, kind
okay.
of it's
One
kind of
just
like
off the pitch, Doctor. We need Roy Keane in the midfield right now.
yeah.
Yeah, we
We ain't
need
got no generals.
yeah. Leaders without the armband, as SLD
Yeah.
is putting it. I hear it. Big up to Jermaine, by the way. Long time, Jermaine. How you doing, fam?
Yo, I'm good, man. How y'all
Yeah,
doing?
good. First time talking to you this season. How are things going for you? Are you where do you stand on this conversation about Ruben Amorim?
Man, I think Ruben Amorim, he's hurting himself.
Okay.
He doesn't play his best players. He's loyal to Delo and Shaw for some reason. Like, and
As
Oh, your connection is really bad. I thought you were talking really slow. Or your connection
yeah,
is
I
So it
think it's
was
the
my
connection.
connection.
oh, hold on.
Yeah. Can I just say something about the low on Saturday? The low is a criminal, and we all know that we don't want the low playing. But
yeah.
he was always going to play on Saturday because Ahmad and Mazraoui were out.
True.
Mazraoui probably would have played right wing back, but obviously I think he's injured until after international. Obviously Ahmad had his family bereavement, so it was right that he wasn't there. So the low was realistically always going to play. I know people said Diego Leon could have played left wing back and Dorgu played right wing back. But then when I was listening to Talk of the Devils, they said that Diego Leon had to get substituted against Liverpool under 21s because he was getting torn apart. But people just say stuff without even knowing.
Courts. So courts, that comes back to the point I made earlier. Like, we have such a lean team right now that if you got two of the main men out for a position, we're booty cheeks basically on that position.
The most, like the position that annoyed me the most was Shaw playing instead of Euro.
I'm not even like, it's not even me trying to be funny. It's
I know you're being. I know you're being like the only one. Like Maguire, as much as I don't like it, I kind of understood it because you had to worry about the aerial threat. Now, if Maguire is playing, you should adapt it so that he's not having to go 1v1 against someone who's way quicker than him. But
how is Lenny Euro on the bench?
But that was what I'm saying. Euro should have played instead of Luke Shaw because that one was the one that irritated me the most. The Delo and Maguire one, I understood it in the circumstances. Didn't love it because I know you have to say stuff because otherwise the comments will go, "Oh, see, you love Maguire and Delo." No, but I kind of understood it with the context. But the Luke Shaw over Euro just made no sense.
Yeah. No, there is
Bro, the only excuse, and I know this is like a conspiracy theory thing. The only reason I could see Luke Shaw getting the kind of playing time that he's getting is because it's a World Cup year and he's an English player, and this man's getting pressured to play him because there's no other explanation.
Might be a reason.
He has been pedestrian.
Yo, he looks scared.
Yeah,
he has been so pedestrian since the season started. So that's my conspiracy theory where Luke Shaw is concerned.
He has no confidence.
There's no way he can be a favourite with these performances, especially the City match. I thought he dropped one of the worst stinkers I've ever seen from a Man United player, and he still starts over Euro. I've got to think he's in the same bracket as Mount. It's either the Brexit tax. You got to start, the English boys. The United quota for England, or or he's got some blackmail on Amorim.
The Peter Griffin.
No, but that's what I'm saying, because okay. So I'll ask you English blokes, who for your England team, isn't he probably your best left back?
No,
Lewis Skelly is better than him.
Skelly.
Yeah, Lewis Skelly.
Okay, but do you think Tuchel will play Skelly?
Yeah, I think he's kind of embedded him already.
Yeah, I don't know what Tuchel will do, to be honest, because Tuchel picked Jordan Henderson.
I mean, I'm doing this because the Amorim conversation is boring, so now I'm doing conspiracy theories because it's more entertaining. So that
Tuchel's blackmailing Amorim to start Luke Shaw.
No, I don't even think. No. I don't even think it's Tuchel because I don't think, to be fair, we all know national teams is a lot of politics, eh? To your point, it's all it's a lot of politics and forcing the English blokes to play in a team because it's a World Cup year and whatever. So
and when you say English, you also mean lighter skinned people sometimes. Hence why Andy Cole couldn't get games for England.
Of course, I am trying to keep it politically correct.
Andy Cole should have played. Andy Cole should have played many games for England.
I am trying to keep it politically correct, Courts, because
Okay, well, if we can switch.
Say that again, Stratford.
Is it an underbelly colour thing? Is that what you're suggesting?
Definitely.
I'm saying it's not. It's overbelly. It's been there.
Yo, I wanna before we conclude today's stream, I wanna also talk about today's games, guys. For people that watch Champions League, I know there's some people that are just like, Man United is not in it. Screw this, I'm not watching it. But there's some really good games today. Barcelona versus PSG. achieve, fam? Like, what? How do you guys think that's gonna go down? Just curious. Starting with you, Courts,
On
then we'll go to Stratford
on
and
a
Lee.
serious note, yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
real. Like I'm I'm more of a fan of Man United than I'm a fan of football. Like,
sure,
I love
sure.
football, don't get me wrong, but when Man United aren't in it, it doesn't really kind of get me invested as much. And also, the way that this current league format is, I find it useless because most of the teams that are half decent will get through anyway. It just
Mm-hmm.
depends on if they're going to be in the top 8 or the top 24. So it kind of doesn't really like a game like Barcelona PSG. If that's a group game, there's jeopardy there. But in a game like this where they've got 7 other games, I don't see the jeopardy in that.
Yeah, I
What
agree with I agree with Courts.
You
I
think it's gonna be cagey?
I
It's not.
agree with Courts. I stopped watching it when they changed it to this format because it's for lack of a better word, booty cheeks.
Disagree
Well, you're missing out
strongly.
on good booty cheeks because there's some fixtures that are
Pause.
good though. Like, I really, for me, I like to.
Nah, Stratford, and he knows what he's saying. Man likes booty.
But come on, control
No,
yourself, man.
for me, I like. No, I'm
Well,
just.
I'll
This
be
man's
in the comment
raunchy, bro.
section.
Like you guys met him.
I
Don't
totally
let
get.
Bots,
the
bro?
don't let
Like
the
everyone
in
else is here staying composed and you're giggling like a child.
Channel 906 settings. Main station. Giggity.
The
No,
thing
no,
is, yeah, like
yeah.
I think once the knockout stage
They just
comes,
start. Yeah.
then I think it's back to it. But like this league, or maybe even like when it's the
No.
last week, and if they go
But
on
when you're gonna
Stretford,
get Barcelona PSG like in a normal group stage, like you're not gonna
That's
see
what
those two
happened.
teams
Exactly.
in a group stage. Yeah, you can say in a knockout, but like last year, I think
yeah.
everyone
But
wanted.
I'm saying there's no
Mm,
jeopardy there though, because it's not like the team
but
that
there is.
loses that game is.
Nah,
I
nah,
don't.
nah, nah. Barcelona is not
There
gonna be
is
There,
like it's okay. PSG, just wait.
there is no.
because
Both of those. Will both of those teams make the knockout of the Champions League?
PSG nearly didn't make the knockouts. You got to remember last year, like
What last
PSG.
year? Yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just think
So,
there's.
and
But
you've
I
got to
just think, yeah,
understand there's high competition. Like this, I think this year's UCL is more competitive than last year. Like you look at some of the teams like Napoli, like
I
Marseille. These teams are really good. They weren't even in the UCL
yeah,
last year.
I think you're right, Stratford, and I think the competitive level has risen in football. Um, but I still have a hard time wrapping my head around this format that they're doing right now. But
I like.
are you covering the PSG Barcelona game?
Hell yeah, we will be there
Okay.
for sure, for sure.
Okay. So
There's
Are you
I'm just
supporting?
asking to let your patrons know that you will be on later in the day to cover the
Yep.
Barcelona PSG game so they can roll on through and smash the
oh,
like,
oh yeah,
Is
oh
it is
yeah.
it a Rashi hate along or
What
is it a
what they
Rashi support along? This
That's
is what I'm
that's
trying
what
to.
it
Rashi
is. That's
support.
what I'm
Rashi
conflicted by.
support.
Nah, nah, it gotta be a Rashi
the
support
game
along, bro.
Rashi
You a black,
support.
Facts.
you a
the
black
game
man, bro.
starts at
You
8
have
p.m.
to.
UK
Hey,
time.
you a black man. You have to support the black brother, bro. You can't
Sure,
Nah,
be
because I
over
sure,
know
here
certain
hating
sure.
on
man
the
are
black
doing
brother.
the
I
natural hate
tried
along
that with
Bots,
Onana.
yesterday.
Look at where it got me, Riri. Okay.
bots,
Like
bots. So the game starts at 8 p.m. UK time. So you go live. What 10 past, quarter past 8?
Maybe 20 past 8.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying? What is he saying?
Hey, the fact of the matter is we will be there. I will give my dance score prediction since nobody wants to participate in that. I think it's gonna be a big goal fest, mainly because Barcelona, we know Hansi Flick ball is very offensive, and Luis Enrique is not gonna go to Barcelona and just try and play on the counter. So I can't wait to see Barcola, Vitinha, Neves, Ruiz, probably my favorite midfield right now. It's Ruiz, Vitinha, and Neves. So that is gonna be really fun to see, and also see how De Jong and Pedri cook as well. So Lamine Yamal wants his Ballon d'Or. We know Mbappe is in firing form. Probably the most informed player right now is Mbappe and Harry Kane. The with goals that they've started the season with is a lot. So you know what? We'll be here. Bring my plate of food. You bring your plate of food, and let's enjoy some Champions League football, man. I can't wait. You know, for sure, we'll be here before kickoff, though. Before kickoff. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you to everybody that called in and everybody that commented in the chat. Much love as always. Football Power Hour.